Hello, buddy. Welcome back. I'm the Strategy Professor, and today we're going to be doing another coaching session for League of Legends, and we're going to be looking at Dagon. He commissioned 6 different coaching guides, so I'm going to do them all today. This is Dylan from the channel, if you want to know. He also got a discount on those, a 10% discount, because he is a member. I'll talk about the membership at the end. So that is one of the perks where you can get a 10% discount on all donation services, including guide commissions, coaching videos, champion request hearing stream, all of that stuff you get a discount on. So if you want to know more about that, stick around at the end of the stream. I'll tell you about it. If you would like a coaching session yourself, it's just $20 or $18 if you're a member. And I'll make a video just like this for you. That is a really, really good bargain, I think. I mean, if you get private lessons from someone for dance or private lessons from someone for private math tutor lessons or anything like that, it's going to be way more than $20. So it is a steal. In the future, I will probably have to increase that price. But for now, I'm going to try to keep it at $20 for as long as I can keep up with the workload. And I enjoy doing these. These are a lot of fun. And people have gained a lot out of these. I've had people tell me they've gone from as high as bronze to gold this season. I've had people tell me they've gone from gold to diamond this season. I've had 3 people tell me that, I think, or maybe more. But I hear quite a lot that people benefit greatly from the coaching sessions, watching the coaching sessions, and all the other content on the channel. Okay, so at the end of the video, I'm going to talk about membership. I'll talk about, well, there's a link to the coaching playlist. There's also a link to a specific Janna guide if you want more in-depth info about Janna, why she's a strong champion, and then I have other champion guides available as well. And if you want to access this Google Doc, it's going to be in the description, as well as timestamps for when the game starts and the post-game. So what we're going to do first, we're going to look at his op.gg really quickly. We're going to look at the pregame, what you should be thinking about during the loading screen, and then we'll talk about the postgame. We'll analyze the video itself, then we'll talk about the postgame and like the top 5 ways that that he could improve by just top 5 ways he could improve in this game. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at op.gg really quick. Looks pretty good so far. The things that stick out to me as ways to improve would be itemization a little bit. ZZ Rock Portal is an item that I really don't recommend these days. I really loved it in 2016, but they nerfed it quite a lot, particularly the range on it. You used to be able to put down the ZZ Rot and it would move like half of the lane to affect towers, and so it would pull people out of position, so you could bait them, or at the very least, it gave you more time to set up a play elsewhere on the map. Well, now that's not the case. You have to put it so close to the enemy tower that they can usually just walk right out and kill it. So I really don't like the change they made with that this season, but it doesn't matter how I feel about it. It is what it is. And I don't really favor that item on hardly anybody. Unless it's a very fast split pusher that can like pressure multiple lanes, like maybe a new deer or a singed or something. I really don't recommend that item. Locket is another one that I don't think would be great here. They only have 1 AP user, and that's the Ahri. The team fight presence of Locket is nice, for sure, but they did nerf it, sort of, a couple of patches ago to where they really want you to stack HP to get the full benefit out of that. So it's not as good as other options. I do like the Ardent Sensor Rush, and I do like the Redemption Rush. I think those are both excellent choices. I would just say for the 3rd and 4th item, I would probably get Athene's Unholy Grail and or Mikhail's. Now, if you want to keep Locket, that's more viable than ZZ Rot. But, like I said, they only have 1 AP user, and they're not really a team fight kind of team. They're more like a pick kind of team with the Kha'Zix and the Ahri and the Rakan. They just want to pick people off, I would assume. So, what Athene's Unholy Grail will do, and I'll look at that item just really quickly. The main reason that you're getting that item is for the extra ability power. So if you go Ardent, Redemption, I believe that's 150. Go Ardent Redemption, that's 150, and this is another 100, that's 250. I believe mana regen, and what is it? It's a 5 for every 20. 2. So that should give you about 63 extra ability power. I think it rounds. It does 25%. That's not right. 4, 8, 10. Should be 50. Anyways, it'll give you a lot of AP. It'll give you a lot of AP. So it's going to give you between 80 to 90 AP, and that's the main reason that you get it. Now, you might think, which is a good deal. I mean, if you look at, even on the low side, if it gives you 80 AP, AP is worth 22.75 per point. You know, that's 1,820 gold right there, and it's only a 2,100 gold item. So you're basically, for 300 gold, you get all of this extra stuff. You know, for 300 gold, you get 30 magic resist, 100% mana regen, 10% CDR, and you get this passive. Now, you might think, well, Janna doesn't do a lot of damage in fight, so this passive is really no good. Any damage with this passive is good. You know, if you just auto-attack somebody 3 times for pre-mitigation, like 80 damage, then you tornado and hit a couple of people for 200 apiece, you know, that's going to be 600. And 600, that times 20, or times 0.25, that'd be an extra 150 healing on a shield just off of that simple play. Just tornado 2 people and auto attack twice. It'd be an extra 150 healing, which is also mitigated, or is also increased by your plus healing and shielding. So it still is useful. It's not, this passive is not as good as it is on someone like Sona, but it's still quite good on Janna. Like I said, I mean, it's 300 gold to get 30 magic resist, which is worth 18 apiece. So that right there is a 540 gold value. So even if this just had this unique passive here, and even if it just had the magic resist and nothing else on it, it would still be a valuable item, at least in terms of efficiency. It would still be an efficient item. So I think that, and obviously the CDR is really good. That would cap you on CDR. That'd be 10, 10, 10. That'd be 30. You get your 5 from Insight. That'd be 35. And then from your... Well, you don't actually run CDR runes. Then you still have enough room to get Mikhail's without going over the cap. So I think this can be really good. Mikhail's Crucible is another one that is pretty powerful. Obviously, the 20% bonus healing to shielding is the main reason that you get it. You get the 10% CDR, the 40 magic resist, the 100 mana regen. So it's basically the same thing as this. Just you're getting an active that clears away roots and stuns, which is good. They don't have a ton of roots and stuns here. I don't think. No. They got a charm. I mean, it would help with the Recon charm or the Ari charm. So there's a couple of things. But it would help out with that. It would give the 20% bonus healing and shielding. And it does offer... Yeah, it still offers the extra health regen. Now, some people think, well, you can't get Mikhail's and Athene's because Athene's will disable Mikhail's. That's true. You can still get them both. Spoiler alert, you don't need, like, by the time you get all 4 of these items, it's going to be like 35 minutes into the game, maybe 40 minutes into a game. That health regen is not going to matter that much. You're not going to be... Health regen really only matters during the laning phase for most champions, unless you have some kind of bonus with it. So with Janna, it doesn't matter. So it's fine to get both of these items. Now, one thing to consider, though, people think the 20% bonus healing and shielding is, like, super strong, and they overlook the AP on this item. But, so let's say that your base shield... let's just do simple math here. So your base shield on Janna is 240 times 0.2. You know, you're getting 48 extra shielding and healing off of that. Right? So that's good off of the base. However, if you look at Athene's Unholy Grail, if you're getting 90 AP, which I believe is the number, if you get all 3 of those items, we'll just say it's 80, just to make it even a lower number, okay? You have a 0.7 on your Janna shield, so times 0.7, that actually gives you 56. That's actually a 23% increase in your shielding off of your shield. So it's actually higher. So it gives you more than you would normally get off of your off of Mikhail's. So I know the 20% looks good on Mikhail's, but the AP is actually higher on this. And keep in mind that the way that shielding works, the plus healing and shielding applies after AP applies. So this will give all of your other bonus plus healing and shielding even more benefit. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So these two items right here give you a total of 20% plus healing and shielding. Then you get wind speakers. That's 30% healing and shielding, right? So if your base shield is, we're not gonna count the AP runes and stuff that you're gonna run just for easier math here. But let's say it's your base shield is 240, and then you get the Mikhail's plus Ardent Sensor plus Redemption. Then that's going to give you 50. So that's 10, 10, 20 wind speakers, 50 total. So 240 shield times 0.5 or 1.5 is 360. So it's going to be a shield for 360. However, if you do Athene's Unholy Grail, remember that the AP applies before the other plus healing and shield, and the other 30% before that applies, the AP applies. So basically, the extra healing and shielding applies to the extra that you get off of Athene's. I know that sounds confusing, but let me show you here real quick. So it was 80 times 0.7 plus 240 equals 296, and then you times this by the 1.3 modifier, and that's 384. So your total is 385 shielding now, rather than the 360 shielding you would get off of Mikhail's right there. So you're getting about 25 extra heal and shield off of that, which is pretty huge. So I know, like I said, a lot of times people are like, oh, I don't know, the extra shielding and healing off of Mikhail's is so much better than Athene's. It's not. The AP that you get off of Athene's, because of the way that it stacks with your other shielding, is actually stronger. That doesn't even include all of the extra healing that you get off of this. I would argue this is at least as good as the cleanse on this a lot of the time. Especially if you don't cleanse properly. This item is really hard to mess up, or really easy to mess up. For example, if Thresh hooks somebody and you're not close enough to cleanse that hook, the range is really small. It's like 400 range. Actually, it says 750 range, but it feels so much shorter than that. Or if you don't cleanse it immediately, you know, you have like a 1 second delay because you're looking at something else, you're not paying attention, then this item is virtually worthless if you don't use the active. This just passively happens. Just in normal fights, you're just auto-attacking people, you're just throwing tornadoes, you're W, you're just throwing random stuff, and this just naturally happens. You don't have to use any extra brain power for this. So, this is a foolproof item, right? You can't mess this up. It just happens. Whereas Mikhail's often requires a lot of foresight to know which crowd control you need to cleanse and to be watching actively so that you can cleanse it really quickly, like a Thresh hook. Because if Thresh like goes in on that hook before you cleanse it off of him, then it's not really going to do that much to help you because he's just going to flay. Now, it does give him slow protection there, but basically what I'm saying is give Athene's a chance. Give Athene's a chance, even on Janna, where this passive doesn't look amazing. It's still often, unless they have a lot of crowd control that you really need to cleanse, it still often is a better choice as a third item than Mikhail's. Okay, let's move on. I just wanted to give a quick little explanation there because I get asked about that a lot on stream, and I just wanted to throw that out there, that Athene's is actually a good item on Janna just because of the raw AP that it has on it. Okay, overall, so I would get Athene's and Mikhail's. The order is up to you. On this game, I would probably recommend Athene's and then Mikhail. And they all stack with each other. They all have synergy. That's the thing, is the more plus healing and shielding you get, the more AP that you get, the bigger like your kit's going to be. You know, the bigger your shields are going to be, the bigger your ult's going to be, the more CDR you're going to have. These items don't have CDR on them. So you're probably just sitting there starved at 20% CDR all game. These are just not real, like you're sacrificing too much. You don't need tankiness as a support, as a Janna support that much. You shouldn't be getting hit by stuff. They don't have any unavoidable damage. Like if Kha'Zix jumps on you and instantly one-shots you, I guess that's a thing. But You really don't need tankiness because you shouldn't be getting hit. You should be focusing much more on AP and plus healing, shielding, and plus CDR. That's where your power is Janna. You want to hit that CDR cap. You want to get at least 30% healing and shielding really quickly, and you want to get that extra AP whenever you can. Okay. Overall, pretty good. Great masteries. You got that down pat. All right, so the pregame, you want to play conservatively early. You want Ashe really can't duel the Tristana. I mean, maybe at a professional level she could because Ashe has really long range. I think she has 600, maybe 625 range. So she could, you know, outpoke the Tristana. But realistically, in a silver game, that's just not going to happen most of the time. Tristana is much more of a threat early on because she can jump on people. And Rakan can pretty much get a W whenever he wants on Ashe because Ashe has no mobility. So if Rakan aims correctly, he should be able to knock her up whenever he wants. And Tristana is going to outscale Ashe. So Ashe is really not a great ADC right now. But it is what it is. You're in the game. But just be aware that bot lane's going to be in trouble, and you should really think about in the mid game focusing your resources on mid lane. So trying to ward for mid lane, trying to ward in the jungle, maybe trying to play around Nasus when he's split pushing, ward for him, maybe hang out in a bush and just try to bait and see if 3 people come at Nasus and see if you can do a little 2v3 if he gets really fed. You're probably going to need to play around Nasus and Kayn later, so keep that in mind. Be careful for Kha'Zix. He can solo kill the dragon very early, so you need to get a sight stone early on, and you need to keep wards on dragon. Make sure he doesn't do that. And then, like I said, I think Nasus probably looks like your best chance for victory here. No one on their team should be able to match him. Maybe Kha'Zix, if Kha'Zix gets really fed, could match him later on. It depends on how he itemizes. We'll see. I really don't think there's going to be a lot of people, especially if you're around him, shielding and healing him. I really don't think that they're going to be able to do that much. Okay, so give him wards. Try to direct your team so that they don't get caught. Shot call. Okay, let's go ahead and get in here. Pull some of this down. Okay. Let's go ahead and get in here and let's see what we're working with. Okay, here we go. Start with coin. Okay. So yeah, so you want to get Eye of the Oasis and then Ardent Censer ASAP. I have been playing around with trying to get the Ardent Censer a little bit earlier. I know it's been popular at higher elos. I wouldn't do it this game because you have to watch the dragon. And because I don't think you're going to be able to fight him anyways. We'll see how the lane pans out. I mean, it's possible you could win. If they're like really out of position, a lot of this Ashe is particularly good, you might be able to outtrade the enemy lane. But yeah, this should probably just be a farm off. I'll slow down and replay if we get some more action, but I assume this is just going to be a farm off. And then the mid games where stuff's going to happen. Overall, this looks pretty good. Don't know where Kha'Zix is yet. If he's not here, he's probably top side around 3 minutes. So like right now, he's probably top. See if he shows up for that gank top lane. I'm trying not to look up there so that it's like realistic. So I'm looking at what you would be looking at here. Okay. So he didn't show top lane. Which means he could be bottom. He's had forever to show up there. Junglers usually look to do things around level 3, which for a lot of them is like 2.5 to 3 minutes in, depending on the jungler. And often, you know, they go blue to red, and that means they would be on the top side of the map at that point. But sometimes they get sneaky and go down south. Why is that important? Well, okay, she aimed that poorly. She needs to hit these wolves. Okay, he hasn't done raptors. He did do red. And okay, so there he is. You saw him. Okay, so he's topside, which means you can push. Okay, yeah, keep fighting. Back away. Good. That's good. Yeah, just hang out in the back. Don't get too close. Don't get too close. Okay. You might want to consider just charging a tornado and just pushing them in here. Like, that is one thing you can do, is just put them in a tower. Because Tristana has a really hard time last hitting under tower. So I would just full charge a tornado when the wave comes up and just shoot it right down the middle of the wave. It'll take off about a third of the wave's health. A full charge tornado actually does some... Nice. Gnosis, please. Well, it's an execute. Okay. But yeah, full charge tornado right here. And put him into the tower. Because Triss, when she last hits things, they explode and do a little bit of damage in an area. And so that means that it's really hard for her to last hit under tower. So I would be pushing this early, once you see Kha'Zix top. It's dangerous to do it if you don't know where Kha'Zix is, because he can gank you really easily while you're pushed in. But yeah, you need to be actively pushing this. Put her into tower. Make her miss CS. How are we looking on CS so far, by the way? It's about even. Y'all should be going for more trades, too, because you... Well, he has a heal and a shield, but Ashe has Doran's shield, so you need to be trying to fight if you have Doran's shield. Yeah, they really shouldn't be pushing you in. It's a little late now because you don't know where Kha'Zix is. He could come down here. Yeah, I think you could have put at least a couple of waves into the tower, so I'm going to go ahead and mark that down really quickly. Hey, thanks for the sub. I appreciate it. Okay, you saw Kha'Zix middle there, and now he's rotating bottom, so you gotta watch out. He's coming down here. He's probably just gonna get the scuttle. Who did they kill? They killed mid, and your top is... Your jungler's top side. Do you have a ward? You need to watch Dragon. What level is... Kha'Zix has 2 kills. He could be doing Dragon. Y'all aren't going to be able to do anything about that because your wave's pushed in. If he does it. And they see this top lane. I doubt he's doing it. But he could. See, Rakan, you don't know where they are right now. He could just... Rakan could just dip over here and help him do this dragon. I didn't see what level Kha'Zix. He's either 4 or 5. 5. What's your ward situation looking like? Okay, you don't have a ward. It's bad. You don't want him to get that dragon. So he probably just got the scuttle. So you need to get out of this, like... I don't know. Like, it's tough because Kane's topside, and... You don't want to get caught by Kha'Zix because Ashe is really immobile and can get killed easily. At the same time, you don't want to give him a free dragon. Good, here comes the Goon Squad. Good. Ping the summoners. No, y'all need to leave. Y'all need to leave. Kha'Zix can show up. Okay, push this wave and get out. The 3 of you can take him, but if Ahri decides she wants to come down too, that's going to be a problem. Okay. Need to ping the summoners. So, okay, Kha'Zix is top. You can't really do Dragon right now, but that needs to be in your mind. Whenever you see people down here and you see their jungler top, and you think, can we do Dragon? The answer right there is no, because Kayn had already backed. But if Kayn hadn't backed and you had Kayn, Ashe, and yourself right here, and you saw Kha'Zix top, you could potentially try to make a play on that Dragon. Because you know that Ashe is dead, it would just be Rakan and Ahri. Be the only people that would show up for that. But you need to ping that... Trist flashed. I'm guilty of not doing that all the time too, but you need to ping it. Okay, Kha'Zix is a big problem right now. He's going south. Now he can definitely solo. Yeah, you need to ward this. Do you have a sightstone? You do. Yeah, right there. Okay, good find. I was just about to say you need to ward this or this. They could dive you, but I don't think it's gonna work. You got your ult. Now he might solo drag. You need to go over and put a ward on drag. You can't do anything about it. As soon as Kayn shows top, they're probably gonna get dragon. Kayn should not show up there. There he is. Oh, God, it's a nightmare. This is the one person you really don't want to get super fed. I mean, you don't want anyone fed on their team, but that's the person who can match Nasus later, potentially. Yeah, fight him. You see Kha'Zix's middle. Okay, good ult. If you had a ward, you should have warded this bush. I know it's crazy in the middle of the fight, but you gotta ward the bush. I think your exhaust came up after that fight. Kha'Zix left middle. I didn't see where he went. Okay, she's going Bilgewater. Just let her heal up on the next wave. At least she's got the lifesteal. I really don't like that build, as I'm sure you know. If you're going to back, you need to do it more out of sight. Because if they see you backing, and they're thinking ahead, then they're going to push this really hard. If they don't see you backing, they may not push it right away. They'll probably push it eventually, but they aren't punishing you that hard. They're just slow pushing. It's actually really fortunate. But they could also just run and go grab Dragon right now, too. If they see you back. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you don't back, they don't necessarily know if you're, like, at golems or you're just hanging out near your tower or something because you're scared. But if they see you back, they know 100% where you are. I'm really, like, shocked they have not done Dragon yet. With how much Kayn has been offsides in the top lane. With how strong Kha'Zix is. You really need to get a ward on this. Like, right now. Yeah, he's got it. He's got it. So, he could have gotten that probably 2 or 3 minutes earlier. Yeah, so I think you needed to keep wards on that. I mean, there's not a lot, like, in theory you can do if Kayn is constantly on the top side of the map. Like, he's just wasting his time. Like, he's wasted 4 ganks on this Darius. But if they see that it's warded over and over again, then that might at least delay them from doing it. So yeah, once you got your sightstone, I think you need to use 1 ward at least over this pit. God, how many more times are they going to gank this guy? Okay, they finally got him, I think. Okay, yeah. Don't stand that close. Don't stand that close. Back up. There you go. Exhaust. Exhaust Trist. Exhaust Trist. Okay, that was great. That was a great stop. Okay, good. That was really good. Keep going. Rakan's out of mana. Ward this. Ward this. Ward this. Ahri's probably coming. Okay. Be careful face checking that. I would just back up. I wouldn't even ward it. Like, it was pushing into you. Like, slow pushing. So, if you don't push this, then it should stop right about here by the time you get back. And then you'd have all of it ready. And it would deny them a lot of CS. No. Like, putting it in a tower is really good, but it took you guys so long to put that in a tower that you're going to be late on your back. And you expose yourself to Ahri. I mean, if Ahri comes rolling up, like, right here, You know, even if you see her, it's too late. Okay, what do you got? Okay, that's fine. I think Oasis is kind of really what you want. You want that 4th ward. And you got Ahri and Kha'Zix, and they're both pretty fed. Particularly the Kha'Zix. Ahri's there. Kha'Zix is probably going to be here soon. There's Darius. Yeah, y'all need to leave. Just run. Just run. Just run. Shield him and run. Stop. Just... They're going to die. Yeah, just... Don't you die yourself. Okay. Yeah. You should have just left. Just run out of there. As soon as you see 4 people and they just keep fighting, done. Just run. Because if they don't kill you, then you can at least stall this, you know? Like, you can throw a couple of tornadoes and just, like, hang out way back here and just put shields on the tower. And stall this out. You know, you could stall it for, like, an extra couple of waves, which would give them time to hammer on mid lane, which they're doing. But then they would get, like, another couple of waves of damage on the top lane, probably. So just imagine, let's see if they would get this. Just imagine that your team had another 30 seconds before they show up here. Yeah. Yeah. So if your team had another 30 seconds, if you were able to stall this tower out for 30 more seconds, then they would have had this tier 2. So that's why it's important that you back up right there. Because you saw the Ahri. I'm pretty sure you're the one that pinged it. You saw Ahri, and Darius was coming down too. And I know you want to save them because they're doing stupid stuff, but at that point where there's 4 people collapsing and Kha'Zix is like MIA, he could show up too. You just have to run. Just ping back. If they don't back, just leave. Just hang out like really far in the back. Maybe throw a shield on them while they're running towards you, but like very, very far back. You were positioned right beside them while that was going on. And that's just too close. You need to be really far back. So I'm going to say... you need to leave. Ahri's coming. You need to leave. Ahri's coming. Just run. Don't. And dead. Run, run, run. This is another thing where you need to just, like... Okay, you got him out of there. You need to disengage. Ping him back. Not a fan of this. Okay. Alright, well, that could have gone a lot worse, but the thing is, now they're going to get Dragon. What kind of dragon is it? The Windrake, but still. Yeah. So once again, it sucks, but you should have just left her to die, probably. I mean, throw a shield on him, tornado, and run back, and then just ping back like 5 times. Like ping, 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 ping. Ping your health so they know that you all are too low. Ping your ultimate so they know you don't have it. It's off of that play because Ashe wanted to back outside of vision, and you all knew they were rotating. Like, I thought Ahri was going to come this way, but it was Trist and Kha'Zix that came this way because y'all were pushed up too far here. Then they were hunting you, and they saw her. Like, if she would have just backed in this tri-bush, it probably would have been okay. But you can't do anything about that. What you can do is, once you're running, just ping back and tell them, like, don't fight. So they got 3 kills, a tower, a tier 2 tower, and a dragon, probably. Why didn't they get dragon? I think they're getting it now. Ward it. Well, they're just doing it without Kha'Zix, so... Don't go in there, don't go in there, don't go in there. Oof. Ahri could have been there. So I'm going to say abandon lost teammates. So teammates are like 100%, they're flanking you right now. You need to get out. Alright, here you go. Just let them die. They're going to come right through here probably. Okay, they took the scenic route. Okay, so this is the point where you need to play around Nasus because he's the biggest person on your team. It's going to take 2 or 3 people for them to deal with him. Yeah, Ashe is getting crushed, as we figured. Now they're all going to be up there, though. There's going to be 5. You need to ping them back. Ping them back, ping them back, ping them back. Yeah, okay, good, but they're dead. I mean, this is where you need to get wards in here. Like, you need to ward, like, here and here. Because now they're going to be like, where is team? You know? Why is no one doing anything on the map? And y'all can't do anything. They could actually do Baron now if they wanted to. But I know, like, pinging helps, and you did that correctly. But you need to get wards on there, too. They're going to come for you. You know they are. Like, you need to have this warded. Run. Maybe this way. Yeah. Don't go down there. They're going to Baron if you go... Well, Kha'Zix is on this side of the map, too, I guess.
Unstoppable. Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Okay, Ashe is back. That's good. Darius is bot. Okay, you need to go ward for this Nasus. And she's dead. Well, maybe not. It's a nice shield. No, you gotta let her die. Because you don't have vision of any of this. This is the big problem. Is you need vision of this right now. Like 10 years ago, you need to get vision of this. And it's hard to do, but you gotta inch your way in there. Like, you gotta just, like, ward here, and then just ward over here, and then go back and get more wards, and then replace them, and just slowly inch wards into their red territory. What is he getting? Okay, there you go, there you go. Baron, 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 right now. No, Baron, Baron, Baron. You need to tell them to stop chasing and you'll get Baron right now. It's like 10 seconds wasted. Baron, Baron, Baron. Ping it, ping it, ping it. Baron, 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 Baron. Baron, Baron. 4 of them are dead, guys. Baron. Baron. Like, as soon as you catch them right here and you kill 3 people, you need to use, like, all 8 of your pings on Baron. That's a huge wasted opportunity. This wave was not threatening the tower. The tower's at full health. With Nasus, Ashe, with Blade of the Ruined King, and all, like, you guys would have shredded this Baron. Way too late. Yeah, if you ever pick 3 people at 25 minutes plus or something, you should definitely consider Baron. Like, the only person they had left was Tristana, and what's she gonna do? Nothing. So, yeah, that was a massively missed opportunity. I think if you got Baron, that would actually make you favorited in this game as a current time. But right now, they're still favorited. They have much more map pressure than you do. Now, Nasus is really strong, but you sticking to this Ashe too much. She's clearly having a bad game. She's making a lot of mistakes. You need to play around Nasus or whoever else is fed. Nasus or Echo. Like, I think you still could have even done Baron even after you guys chased Darius. You still had 20 seconds. Remember, it's going to take them about 30 seconds to run from base to Baron.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Infernal's up. They're going to kill Nasus and get it, probably. Kha'Zix is up there, though. I would ping the Infernal. Okay, Rakan's up there, too. I think y'all can challenge it, even if after they kill Nasus. I'm not even sure if they're going to kill him. It's close. Like, just imagine, instead of if following Ashe over here, if you were just, like, right here as Janna, or, like, right here, and they try to go after Nasus like that, and you pop out of that bush, and, like, start shielding and healing him, and exhausting people. Like, you guys could probably, like, 2v3 or 2v4, if you position correctly. That's what I'm saying when I say play around Nasus. Like, give him vision, hide in bushes, and when they go to try to kill him, then just pop out and, like, turn it around on him. Because he's the kind of person where if you can just keep him up, he can kill everybody. Yeah. What happened over here? Did you try to play around, Ashe again and she died? Where's the back button? She got caught and died again. Is that what happened? Yeah. You really need to abandon her. Just let her die. She doesn't matter. And she's getting you killed, and you're just wasting a lot of time. Because here's the thing, like, she's dying anyways, even with you there, so you're really not doing anything productive by being there to save her. Because you're not saving her. Because she's just too far gone. She has no power on your team. She really doesn't matter. Like, you don't want her to AFK. I don't know if she's threatening to AFK. Maybe you could talk to her or something, but, like, you're a very powerful resource, and it's completely going to waste hanging out near Ashe. You need to be hanging out near Nasus. Like, not in plain sight, not where they see you, because they're just going to play around that, but you can hide. Or at least defend towers, play around Echo if you want, play around Kayn, just anybody but Ashe, because Ashe is just worthless right now. It's a very anemic build. I mean, she's just not going to beat anybody. And Kha'Zix is just going to keep farming her. Let's see here. See, like, what you should be doing, I don't know, up there is fine because you see, like, 3 people here, 3 or 4 people here. They're sending someone else up there, probably Trist, with Darius. But you need to get vision up here for him. Okay, here's Trist. Alright, you can leave him to 1v1 up there. He can definitely beat Darius one-on-one. And the problem is, they have you pushed in, they have all the map pressure, so they're going to send at least one person up there. Probably Kha'Zix here in a second. Oh, there he is. Okay. Yeah, there you go. You got it. Watch out. He's going to turn on you. Yeah. Yeah, you can't get that close. You got to wait till he commits to Kayn first, and then heal and shield. If you're going to do that play, you have to expect that he's going to turn around and jump on you, and you have to have, like, your finger on that R button ready to go.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Okay, so be careful for Kha'Zix's position further back. Okay, so, I mean, I see your temptation for wanting to get more armor then with the ZZ Rot, but I think that if you just position better, just position a little bit further back, and just don't get caught. Like, you keep getting killed by Kha'Zix this game because you're getting caught with Ashe. Like, if you're gonna help Ashe, if you're gonna try to commit to that line, which I don't think is probably correct, then you need to play really, really far back. Like, you can shield Ashe from, like, here. You have, like, 800 range on your shield. So you need to be up here shielding people. And when they run back towards you, they're going to get that movement speed, right? So they're going to get that extra 16% movement speed from your passive and the coin. So you want to be positioned behind people so they can run. It's like, you don't want to be, like, right up here. Run, 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 run. Oh, that's really dangerous because Ahri's right there. Ahri and Kha'Zix have a really long engage range, so... Okay, nice. Good catch. Don't go up that far. Don't go up that far. Don't go up that far. There's a TP coming. Darius is going to yank you. Or Kha'Zix is going to kill you. Yeah, you can't do that. Like, I know you want to be, like, up in the action, but as Janna, like, oftentimes the best place for you to be is just really, really far back. Because if they don't go on you, then they're not killing anybody. So that's what you have to think of yourself as, like... Okay. So yeah, I mean, maybe you didn't know that Kha'Zix was going to roll up right there, but there's a good chance Kha'Zix is going to flank because there's no ward. Like, there's a ward here, but there's not one over here.
Rampage.
Ward red side more, I'm going to say. Like, yeah, I don't think I've seen any wards all game in the red jungle. And that's, like, the most important place on the map for you to ward. Because that's where Nasus has been splitting, and that's also where Baron is, obviously. So you want to know if people are all stacking up on the red side. But yeah, just think about it this way. It doesn't really matter if you hit people with W a lot of the times. Even the tornado doesn't matter that much unless they're trying to, like, get on people. Like, the biggest thing is that you're safe, you're back, you don't die, and you can shield people. Like, that's the biggest thing. And you've just been too far forward a lot of the time here. Like, that's part of what makes Janna really, really strong, is that she has 800 range on her shield. So you need to really use that range. You know, it's kind of like a sniper, you know, trying to go up within 30 yards to shoot somebody or something. You don't need that. You've got a sniper rifle. In theory, you can play much further back and have a huge impact. You're way too close. Okay, here you go. Back up. It's too close. So you just got hit by an incidental, like, static Shiv crit that took off half your health because you're standing next to Nasus. Yeah, charge a tornado here to help wave clear this. There you go. But yeah, you're getting hit by too much incidental damage. This is going to explode and hit you. So this is what I want you to do the next time you play Janna. I want you to just play a game, and I just want your main goal to be play as far back as you possibly can and shield, and just see how that goes. Like, just take it to the other extreme, and then find a medium from there. But no, further back, further back, further back, further back. She's gonna hit you with her Q. Because that's what's happening, is people aren't really targeting you out, but you're just, like, there. You know, like, you're getting hit by incidental damage, and they're just like, oh, well, she's right here, I might as well kill her, you know, if it's, like, Kha'Zix or something. It's not like he's diving really far onto the back line to try to kill you. You're just, like, right there, readily available, you know. So with some other supports, you do have to get closer, but Janna has the most range of any support where you can play far back and be really effective. Some of the most range. There are other supports that can play really far back too. Like Nami can, obviously Vel'Koz can. But she's one of the far back ones. And that's what makes her strong. Because like the shield range on Lulu is 650, and the heal range on Soraka is I think like 400 or 500. It's really short. But Janna's shield range is 800, so you really have to use that range. Where it's like a really good boxer, you know, that has like a, I don't know, a 6-inch reach on somebody and keeps going up and, you know, trading really close shots with somebody when really they should be standing further back. I don't know. I'm not a boxing expert. I'm trying to come up with analogies here. You need to stand further back because that's one of your main strengths, Janna. Don't. Oh God, don't. Oh God, you got so lucky that Ahri wasn't like in this bush or in this bush. No, she's gonna flank you. She's gonna kill you right now. You need to go around the long way. Yeah, you... No, you're too close, you're too close. Back up, back up. You need to ward these flanks. Like, ward here and ward here. The Kha'Zix. There he is. Kha'Zix is the person you need to keep an eye on. He has all their kills, and the thing that he wants to do most is just jump onto this back line and kill you and Ashe. That's what he wants. Yeah, do not go rush this in the dark. You can't. Like Kha'Zix, Ahri, anyone could have been standing in these bushes. Like, you need to sweep this first. I actually wouldn't even go this way at all. I would, like, go this way. If you want to ward that, go this way and ward this first. Okay, that was good. Good. The Mastery Flash. Yeah, I mean, he's just suiciding. Yeah, you need to ping them back. And they're all dead. I'm gonna kill her first, and they'll probably... Well, he might kill them if Ahri doesn't get there fast enough. I think she will, though. You guys can't do anything, really. We're red side position, further back. Okay. Reward. Too close, Darius, gotcha. Kha'Zix's gonna finish you off. Probably. Maybe not. See how strong Nasus is, like, in general? Like, if you were just playing around him, like, shielding and healing him, I think you guys could almost legit, like, 2v4. Maybe 2v5. If you just stayed really far back and just shielded him, just disrupted as much as you could. She's dead again. I mean, Echo and Kayn are doing pretty well also in terms of strength. Go get this dragon. Go get this dragon right now. 2 people are dead. Go get dragon. Dragon, 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 dragon. Y'all gotta go. Hey, thanks so much for the sub. I appreciate it. They're gonna go kill Nasus and Baron, probably. Go get wards around Baron. I mean, I don't understand how this guy keeps... But... Like, if you had better wards, you could probably ping it for him. Like, anyone with any sort of foresight can see that's where they're going to go and that's what they're going to do, but... He may not believe you if you ping him back. I would ping him back a lot and just tell him, hey, they're coming. But if you have vision on it and he actually sees it, then he might be like, oh, okay. So this is where, like, having vision around there. I know it's hard to get the vision when your team doesn't have map pressure, but there is, all game there just has not been enough vision around Nasus split pushing, and he's getting caught. And should he be smart enough not to get caught? Absolutely. Like, he should be able to know, like, what's going on without vision. But he's just, at this level, especially at silver, people aren't going to believe it until they see it. And sometimes even if they see it, they don't believe it. But there's a decent chance that if you have wards around Nasus and you ping stuff back, and he actually sees people coming, then he might actually back up. There's a higher probability, let me put it this way, there's a higher probability that he'll back up. Maybe not, but he's more likely to back up if he actually sees, if you ping him, if you ping the wards, if he sees them coming, there's a higher probability he's going to back up. Okay, let's go ahead and recap here. I think the biggest moment I can think of where you guys lost a lot of momentum was where you won that team fight and didn't go for Baron. That was the biggest thing. The rest of it were just a bunch of, like, smaller mistakes that just added up to a lot in the end, and a lot of it was Nasus getting caught, and a lot of that focused around not having enough vision, I think, around Nasus. Okay. So push the wave, the tower early. To deny Triss CS. To do this, especially when you see Nasus, or not Nasus, when you see Kha'Zix top, you want to make sure that Triss is in her tower, missing CS. It'll also put a little bit of pressure on the tower so that it takes some damage. Ping when the enemy uses summoners. So whenever Tristana flashes, or anyone uses exhaust or ignite or whatever, you need to ping that. Ping it for other lanes too, you know, if you see mid lane flash, ping it. Just always ping those summoners so that people know. And, like, ingrain that in your mind. Just think, now you're not playing, like, an engaged support, so you can't play around this as much. But, like, tell the jungler, no flash bottom for the next 3 minutes. Come down here, free kills. Like, something like that I think would be helpful. Keep Dragon warded. You can't really contest it that heavily because Kayn spent so much time top. But even if you just have it warded, just the threat of people seeing it might deter Kha'Zix for a little bit. He could have gotten it much earlier, but I think he was maybe waiting. Like, he was kind of scared to do it by himself. He wanted a pink. He wanted to complete his first big item before he went. And so I think you could have exploited that by just scaring him a little bit more and just showing the wards. Like, just having more wards all around it. Abandoned lost teammates. I think this is the biggest thing, and I talked about this several times. You know, if people are gonna die, if they're doing something ridiculous and the odds are just overwhelmingly not in your favor, just leave. Just walk out of there. You know, bot lane, I demonstrated how that was a big deal where, you know, it was like 4v2 or 3. You all were hurt. You were getting flanked by Ari, Darius. Kha'Zix was MIA. You need to play really, really far back, and that fits into what I'm going to say next to playing far back. But you need to play back. If they want to run with you to escape, fine. If they don't, if they keep fighting, just leave. And just make sure you don't die. Because you dying gives them gold, first of all, but it also takes you off the map, so you can't do other things. So, for instance, you could have held bot tower, like I pointed out, for at least one more wave, if not 2, by just spamming shield on the tower, using your tornado to help wave clear, just max charge tornado. And they would have tried to, like, go for you and stuff like that. Like, they would have been distracted and not just sat there, like, mindlessly... Not just sit there and mindlessly hammer on the turret, right? And that would have given the Nasus and whoever else was mid lane more time with that mid tower, and they would have got the tier 2 tower. So you wouldn't have died. You would have given them the tier 2 tower. And I don't remember if they got Dragon after that or not. But at the very least, you wouldn't have died, which would have been 300 gold, and you would have got mid tier tower, which would have been 750 gold. And map pressure. So you need to do that. This is going to be a second point here. Well, I'll go ahead and make it part of this one. I think that's a big enough one where I'll make it there. Focus, Nasus, or Echo. So, and I talked about this in the pregame as well. You know, I told you that there's a high probability that Ashe is going to fail, and that you're probably going to have to play around Kayn or Nasus. And that's what happened. So you needed to put wards. So what I mean by play around them is just like, just be there. Like if Nasus is split pushing, just hide out in a bush somewhere, give him vision, and when they go to try to kill him, you know, and they try to send their 2 or 3 people, you can pop up out of the bush, you know, throw shields on him, exhaust, use your ult to peel. Like you can play around the Nasus. You know, there's a game recently on stream that I did where it was like there was a Scion who was doing the same thing. He was just like mindlessly split pushing, and he was getting into all kinds of bad situations. And I would just pop up and just keep shielding and healing him and just staying really far back. I called it like Nasus versus the world, like in 3 parts. And Scion versus the world in 3 parts. And Scion like is nowhere near as powerful as Nasus is right now, especially once Nasus gets his Trinity Force. So I think that you could have made some pretty good plays around if you just popped out of bushes. Like they're not going to expect it. Like why is there a support Janna hiding in that bush when they go kill the Nasus? And they're not going to get away once he starts fighting him because he has that Wither. So even at that point, yeah, you're committing 2 people to a split push at that point, but they're going to send 3 at Nasus. So you still would have a 1-person advantage. So that means elsewhere on the map, because what they kept doing is sending like 3 or 4 people at Nasus, and the rest of your team just wasn't doing anything because they couldn't. They were pushed in, and they just kill Nasus for free, and you get nothing else on the map. So you being there is not really changing the calculus that much. They're still sending everybody there, only now you might be able to beat 3 or 2 people, or at least get him out of there, or at least stall longer, so that your team has more time to push out and maybe go get something. So I think that would have been the advantage. Or just like direct Echo to like hide in bushes with you and just clear out bushes around Baron. And when they go in to try to ward Baron, either Rakan or Ari or whomever, you can just pop out and kill them, or at least take a lot of damage off of them. So I think just coming up with some strategy other than follow Ashe around and watch her die and get baited into dying yourself probably would have been good. So either like trying to pick people out of bushes with Kayn or Echo, like just securing vision on red side and picking people off, or warding for Nasus and hiding in bushes and waiting until people come to try to kill him, and then you pop out of the bush and kill the other people. You could even direct someone like Kayn to do that with you. So just have like Echo and Ashe hold the other lanes, and then have you and Kayn like hide in a bush and then when they send like 3 or 4 people over at the Gnosis, then you pop out of the bush and kill them. Like, you can direct people to do that. You know, you can ping and say, come here, like, wait in this tri-bush, or I'm going to bait this, and just give them a lot of vision. And, you know, you can set up plays like that if you just, like, type to your teammates and just ping it. Okay, this is a huge one, too. You need to be using your max range on stuff. You're getting hit by a lot of incidental things. So not only are is Gnosis, or not Gnosis, is Kha'Zix free to just like jump on you and kill you pretty much whenever he wants in a lot of those fights. You're exposing yourself to just getting hit by free Ahri Qs. Like, Ahri might be trying to Q the Kayn, and she just happens to hit you as well. Or like Tristana fires a shot at the Echo, and it crits with Static Shiv, and the Static Shiv just happens to hit you because you're close to him. Or Rakan's trying to go in and engage on Echo, and he just happens to hit you as well because you're there. You're just getting hit by a lot of incidental stuff. You want to make them choose. So if you play further back, they can come to kill you if they want to, but they're not hitting anybody else. So they have to choose either you or other people. And that's really what you want them to do. It can't be both. It can't be they kill other people and just happen to kill you in the process. You have to make them use resources if they want to kill you. You got to make, you know, if Kha'Zix really wants to kill you, he needs to flash for it. If Ahri wants to kill you, she needs to use all 3 of her jumps and a flash to get you. Like, you need to stay really, really far back. And so I think that is the big deal. Because you're wanting, it seems like, to stand up on the front line and to just throw tornadoes like closer by just to disrupt people, and to throw your W's to disrupt people. And that's all good, but, you know, you need to hold on to that stuff. That's not as important as staying alive. Staying alive and shielding is your #1 priority. So wait until Gnosis tries to jump on that backline for you, then tornado him. Or wait until, you know, someone's trying to chase your Ashe down or something. Kha'Zix trying to chase your Ashe down. Use your tornado or use your W to stop him, and then run further back. You just need to play really, really far back. Just try that. Just like hover over your range on your shield. You'll see just how far it is. You'll be like, dang, that's really far. And play like max range. Just try that in a fight where you're just playing max range back a lot of times. Just take it to the other extreme. Even if it's just in a normal, play max range back and just practice seeing what that feels like. And then slowly, if you need to get closer over time, you can get a little bit closer, but your default should be max range. And then if you have to, get closer. I feel like a lot of times you're basically standing like right next to the Ashe, or right next to the Echo, or whomever. Like, you're within like 200 range or 100 range. Like, you have to stand a lot closer with someone like Soraka or Lulu, like I said before. But Janna, one of her big perks and one of the things that makes her probably the safest support in the game is that she can play so far back. Okay, I think that's about it. Just push wave early, ping summoners, keep wards on core objectives, especially Dragon. Abandon teammates. If people are going to die, just let them die. And switch over, learn how to give up on your AD carry and play around other people that are strong on your team if you have a weak AD carry. Learn how to ward for split pushers more, or bait picks. These are both viable strategies in the mid game. Like, the basic things you can do in the mid game are group up and team fight, split push, or pick people off. And the grouping wasn't really... The grouping was kind of working, but Gnosis just wasn't having it. Ashe was getting killed all the time. I think picks would have been pretty good, like pick split. So like have Gnosis split and then have you, like I said, wait in a bush somewhere and try to pick people off with Kayn or Echo, or just like surprise people out of a bush with Janna, which doesn't sound like much, but you know, if they're just barely killing this Gnosis with 3 people and you roll up with a bunch of shields and heals, then they're not going to kill him. And then just play further back. Okay, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you very much. I really appreciate the donation. We're going to rapid fire get the rest of these done here in a little bit. We got 5 more coming at you, so this is Dylan's first one. If you want to become a member today, if you stayed for the whole video and you want to hear about it a little bit more, we have members night to night. It's every Tuesday. It's just $5 a month, so it's less than a quarter a day. It's a great bargain, and this allows me to set up a bunch of really cool aspects of the channel that I've been wanting to do for a while, but I just haven't been able to like implement in a fair way. And this lets me do that. So you get a 10% for all donation services, which that's 10% off for coaching, 10% off for guide commissions, things like that. We have the viewer Discord here, which is really cool. We're getting a lot of fun people coming in, hanging out, sharing pictures. Sharing pictures, just talking about the game with each other, sharing some fun memes. So that's really cool. And then you can also set up games. I know people have set up ARAMs in here and probably other games as well. And, you know, people have asked me, well, why don't I open up the Discord for everybody on the channel? And the thing is, it's actually sometimes better to add especially on the just anonymous internet, to add a small barrier to entry, right? So just have just $5 a month. And it's not much money, but it's enough to deter trolls a lot of times. So just having it be something that is for members, for people who I know are interested in the content, who are here a lot, you know, they're serious about it. $5 shows a level of commitment. Now, once again, that's not a ton of money. That's like a $5 foot long, like one day, you know, like it barely covers lunch in most cities. But it's enough to where there aren't going to be as many internet trolls that are going to come in and mess with it. Because if I had an open Discord where anybody could come in, we'd have all kinds of people, just like we don't get it a lot on our channel, honestly, but every now and then we do have people that show up and they're racist or they're just ignorant or otherwise just mean, belligerent, stuff like that. And that's not going to happen in the Discord because it's more tightly regulated. Because I can regulate it because it's part of the membership, right? So if anyone comes in here, and this has not happened, and I don't think that it will happen, crossing my fingers, if anyone comes in here and starts a lot of trouble, then we just kick them out. And then they just wasted $5 to do it. And they're not going to keep doing that, right? They would have to waste another $5 to get on. And so on and so forth. And so it helps keep the community, just keep it like a really cool group of people that are in here that are committed to the channel, that are committed to the community and having fun and things like that. So I think that it's a really good bargain, and it's a really good way to screen out some of those trolls that occasionally grace us with their presence on the standard YouTube channel. Also, it does keep it a little bit more intimate in here, you know, and sometimes on some of these streams I'll get 200 viewers and the chat will just keep going and going and going, and your ideas and your thoughts can just get lost in chat. And sometimes I don't always see them because I just can't, because I'm playing a game or whatever. This is a place where you can actually ask me questions. I'll pay attention to it, you know, I'll answer them. You can ask other people questions. You can share links with each other. You could even listen to some music if you want. You could just go into a group and just chill out, listen to some music, and watch the stream if you want. So this just allows for a lot more options than just the standard YouTube chat for people that are really interested in becoming a part of the cool community. So I think that's great. So also, I mean, just we need the vast majority of viewership to go through YouTube and the chat to go through YouTube, because that's part of its major algorithm for searches, to where the more, basically the algorithm, YouTube's little formula they use to decide how valuable a video is, if people are commenting on a video, they assume it's valuable because they care enough to comment, right? And so if we migrated all of the comments from YouTube over to Discord, then not as many people would find the channel and, you know, join our lovely community. So that's why I don't want to migrate everyone over, in theory, all 11,000 subs over. But I think that it is worthwhile for the reasons I described to allow some people over who want to support the channel. So I think that's great. So that's just one thing. And then viewer night, you get to come in. I try to get through as many different people as I can. I think every night so far we've gotten everybody at least one game, often multiple games, who wants to play. So it's a lot of fun. I play different champions that I don't typically get to play. We get to play with viewers. You'll recognize people on the channel. It's a ton of fun. We also have a straw poll every week where you can vote on champions that I play in normal games during stream and that I play on viewer night. So that's a lot of fun. It gives people a good way to sort of have a say in the kind of content that shows up on the channel sometimes. So that's really cool. And then especially once Warhammer 2 comes out, if you're interested in that series, then you can vote on the factions that I play with that. So I just want to give a little something for the Warhammer people. It's a bit harder to figure out what to do because it's not really like a competitive game. There is a multiplayer aspect to it, but it's like coaching would not be as sought after with that. You could have me commission a video on some aspect of the game if you wanted to, but I just wanted to throw something in there for the Warhammer people. If you have any questions, you can email me at thestrategyprofessor.com if you have, or at gmail.com if you have questions. And then if you want to become a member, you just take the PayPal link here. If you don't have a PayPal account, it just takes like 30 seconds to sign up. This is one of the most trusted money processor companies. I guess that's not a very eloquent way of saying it. But payment processing companies out there, very highly trusted. It's international. You can use it from anywhere. You can use it from your smartphone, computer. And you just sign up. You just click on this, confirm. It's just $5 a month. Cancel anytime you want. Like I said before, it's less than $0.25 a day. I think it's a really good bargain. So, anyways, that's going to be it. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks again to Dylan, and we're going to get in there and finish up the rest of his coaching guide. So, stay tuned for the next parts. All right. Thanks. Have a good day, and I'll see you next time.